Sound check. Test mic. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day. And Happy New Year. Happy 2026 to everyone. So whatever manifestation that you are trying to achieve on this 2026 with determination and hard work, I hope I wish you all the success on 2026. And so during on my vacation, I was trying to I was able to play a bit, quite a bit. So basically I created another character so that I can build the archmages with leveling their own glyphs, and so that I don't have to worry about discarding or putting on a mule character for the golem, the blood golem Trinity build, because our storage is not that big, and I have so many items that I was storing, so that I can try to figure out with the new mechanic in order to build the other in order to create the other builds that I'm planning to play. So so basically this is already most of the glyphs of this archmages, this is already fully optimized. And then I'm going to give a brief information on what I have observed with regards to, I think offense is still the same. Now we have more advantage of increasing the skeleton mage damage by getting the guarantee that we can really now that we have a crit on the tempering, that we can capstone a particular and specific affix, including the tempering affix. So with the difference between the previous archmage build that I have, so I'm now including the Bone Storm. And why Bone Storm instead of the Soul Rift? Soul Rift, it only provides SS generation, which I don't think we need it here since we don't use the Great Feast. Second, it only adds, sorry, did I mention essence? So it only generates essence, and then applying vulnerable, and then the 15% increase in multiplicative damage. So basically out of those three, vulnerable, we can do it via grasping veins if we apply the upgrade. What's that name again? The Plague Corpse Tendril. So we can apply vulnerable to enemies, and basically we are going to use the corpse tendrils in order to proc the grasping veins. So basically with the Soul Reef, we are only getting the benefit of one of its bonus, which is one of its effect, which is the multiplier damage. The rest, it's not really important, or I would say yeah, it's too important. Now, what is the difference between now with the Bone Storm? Bone Storm with the damage reduction, which we need in order to survive with the new mechanic, and now that the elites are now much more powerful, Second is critical strike chance, and 20%, I think 20% chance for the 20% for the critical strike chance and attack speed. Another thing with the Bone Storm, if we're going to use the Shielding Storm, now we get a sustainable barrier, considering that we can maintain the Bone Storm. With regards to the survivability, so right now I have 10,878 based on my stats. And as you can see here, I'm using the Sal rune that increases our life, and I'm pairing it with Nagu. Why Nagu? It's because Nagu with 6 summons with give me a second here, where is it? Maintaining 1 active summon for gaining offering up to 6 summon. This provides a total of, where's my Nagu here? I have 1 here extra. Okay. So gain 100 offering, maintain at least 1 active summon for 5 seconds, gain on offering up to 6 summon. So basically, if you have 6 summons, which is our mages, it will give a total of 100 offering for 5 seconds, in 5 seconds. So basically, we're getting a total of 100 offering times 6 for 5 seconds duration. Give me a second. I hope I'm not making a mistake here. Give me a second. Yeah, so basically it will count. So basically that 5 seconds is the a counter of the Nagu. After 5 seconds, if you have 6, then it will generate that offering. Then it will reset. So if you only have 3 summon, of course you only get 300 offering after 5 seconds, if that makes sense. So every 5 seconds, it will calculate how many is your summon, then times 100 offering. Now, Nagu 600 offering based on our setup. So 600. So 20%, 300 is the Sal rune. Sal rune is requiring 300 offering. So the overflow, we will gain more maximum life for every overflow. So $300, so 300, how much is that? Approximately 1. So 220 divided by 300, so that is 0.06 or 0.067 life per offering. So what Nagu does is that, since Nagu with 6 summons, it will provide 600 offering. Therefore, it will overflow by another 300. 300 offering, the basic 300 offering is already 20% increase in life. Now, when you add now another overflow 300, so basically you are doubling the effect of the maximum life. Therefore, we will be getting 40% increase in life buff. After 5 seconds, and I believe the Sal rune is gaining maximum life for 6 seconds. So basically, this is providing, so if you take a look at the numbers, so the buff of the Sal rune is 6 seconds. The counter for the Nagu is every 5 seconds. You have this 1 second allowance before the Nagu counts again before the buff ends. So basically, we will have a sustaining life, a sustaining buff from the Sal rune with our Nagu. And then I'm just using the Zek rune here so that we can pairing with Zir. We can use Tam, but I feel like Zir is much more efficient on providing a quick 300 offering, so that we can add a reduction on the on our ultimate cooldown. So right now we have Bone Storm duration here, Bone Storm duration here. I'm planning to swap these two. Why? Because if we're going to use the Arrow Perdition here, we're going to lose the Bone Storm duration, and that is important. So basically, it should have been, the Bone Storm duration should have been here, and then the Spike Armor should be here. I think if we're going to lose the Spike Armor, worst case scenario, if we're going to lose our armor, probably we're gonna drop a diamond here and then replace it with the skull. So far I have like the Hellbent Commander here. So far everything here is almost I would say not a very good item, but at least it's almost optimized. It has all of the right affixes that I need, like Intel Max, critical strike chance, cooldown reduction. I don't really need attack speed though, surprisingly, because right now I have 30.6 and then 31.1, and then now when you add now the Kalan's Edict, so adding 40%, so basically our summons, our skeletal mages is now having a total of 100% attack speed, which will which our mages will get the benefit from the buff of the Cult Leader legendary node. What else? So that is what I found with. So again, what I have noticed here is the more that I have more life, I find myself that I'm surviving most of the attacks. I don't die very quickly, but I still want to try to test this further if with the Shielding Storm still consistently active, without the Sal rune, am I still okay, so that I can add more firepower by adding Thal rune. I still don't have the Ring of Menden with the because with regards to the Ring of Menden, the unique power physical damage here is much more important, other than those affixes. So the flat the damage here, the physical damage here is much more important, and I still don't have a good high roll on the physical damage with at least a GA affix on the mastery. So do we have any? So we have one here. Oh, by the way, I managed to I think tomorrow is the last day for the goblin, and I was able to manage to get all the tiers up to the final tier. That's why I have this, the Frederick's masterpiece, and I was able to. So basically what I did is just I keep running the Hell Tides, and then I'm just going around, of course, clearing the monster. And whenever I find a grid shrine, I'm trying to find an event close to it, or just keep killing the monsters, and basically you will get approximately like 4 goblins for every grid shrine. And I managed to craft, I think, for so many nightmare sigils that I have crafted, I only managed to get again one treasure breach affix that contains a lot of goblins. And then where do I also get the goblins? Usually I'm just farming nightmare dungeons, and then I don't kill the monsters inside the dungeon. If it doesn't requires you, like for example those slay all enemies, slay all monsters, just skip the monsters, just find the shrines, just complete the quest. If you need to pick up something, usually you're just gonna pick up something or kill an elite or grab an object. When you find a shrine, and if it's a great shrine, then you can now go back and clear those monsters so that you can release and summon those goblins. Basically, the great shrine, the only way to summon the goblins is you need to kill the monsters quickly, as many as you can, while the great shrine buff is active. Otherwise, basically the goblins is not going to spawn unless you kill some monsters. So let's see what is this Frederick's masterpiece is in store for us. This is the last tier reward, the ultimate tier reward on this Goblin Greetings event, which is going to end tomorrow. So let's see. What do we have here? So 1 Resplendent Spark and 3. These are legendary runes. Yule, Ja, and then another Yule. So basically Yule is this one. So just only 1 Resplendent Spark. So I have 2 again. So I can craft 1 more mythic item. So I have 200, 100. Okay. 7 minutes. Can we finish? Maybe let's just go with an easy. It doesn't matter. We're gonna run out of time. And so far, the damage of the mages is fine. Right now I'm at pit 85. And with the skill setup, I'm using not the Blight for more damage, but I'm using the Reap so that we can still produce corpse. At the same time, it adds it provides 15% damage reduction since we're not using the hardened bones anymore, and I'm not using any curse aura. Basically, we're just relying on the chance for the mages to proc, the chance of applying curse through our blood moon breaches. If somebody will see me right now like, hey sir, 244 Paragon, why you are doing T10 tier 10 pit? We're just doing this for the sake of the Whisper. Okay, no need to upgrade. Well, we can use this one, level 5. What can we doesn't matter. Okay. This is very efficient on, I was surprised. This is so efficient on the Inferno Hordes. Because of their again, with the new mechanic on the tempering and the masterworking, their DPS is much more better compared to the previous season, based on my observation. So let's cooldown reduction, fire resource seems okay, but I don't know where can I use you. So I'm trying to. So before I'm gonna push the pit, let's do a couple of. Should we visit the Duria? Though I'm still worried if this build without the mythic, would it still be able to at least efficiently clear hit 90. And besides the reap, the damage reduction, every 4 seconds it will generate some corpse, and then it will also proc lucky hit. Ouch. Good thing it didn't ate me. All right. I think we have mats. Let's open the chest. Ring. I think that's the Sal rune. Oh, Sal rune. That's the X file, not Sal rune. X file. You gain damage reduction while you have a barrier. I'm also thinking about this item. Damage reduction. We can pair it with the Soul Rift because Soul Rift can generate potion. 200% of its healing for 4 seconds. Heals 35% of your maximum life. 200%. So meaning 75% of our life will become our barrier instead of healing us. Your healing potion no longer heals and instead grants a barrier for 200%. Excuse me. Is that a bug? Can we go to a town? Well, that's strange. It didn't say anything about a cooldown. It only say that healing potion no longer heals and instead grants a barrier for 200% of its healing for 4 seconds.
It is done.
Somehow our fortification dropped. And then is it because of Salrun?
I hope Lee has something to warn me of.
Okay, we have a barrier. What? I think Soul Brand is kind of bugged. It says here that your healing potion no longer heals, instead grants a barrier for 200% of its healing for 4 seconds. So the way I understand it here, it means that it will provide barrier for 4 seconds. It didn't say that you will get a barrier after another 4 seconds. So when we drink our potion, somehow on the first consumption of the potion, I was able to get a barrier. Like when I go to the town to refill the potion. Okay, now we are full. Now we are on the battlefield. Soul Brand is on. We drink a potion. We get a barrier. Because this is 35% double, so I would say it becomes an additional 200%. So 35 times 1 point, so basically times 3. So basically it gives a full barrier generation. But when we drink again, nothing is happening. So I think Soul Brand is kind of bugged. That it doesn't allow you to see. Do you need to again refill again? So does it mean that you can only get a barrier at So this is again a fresh new full barrier, almost 90%. Okay, let's just assume that you need to replenish the entire set of your healing potion. Overheal, 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 overheal. It allows you to overheal. Okay, let's wait for this 15 seconds. Let's make another refill and let's see if this is going to work. 2, 1. Nothing. Soul brand is bugged. It's not working. Buggy soul brand. Okay. Oh, I think it's because of the where's the salver? That's why I cannot use the my chest armor. Collection of chaos. What I need now here is the gem. I need more gems. Gem fragments. Whoops.
What's still got some good in it?
I'm full.
Yes, it will.
Okay, let's do one Infernal Hordes. I'm still looking for a good amulet.
I'll keep my forge hot.
Okay, do we have a compass? Wave 6, so how about... No, we can go back on this one. Oops. Let's do... Do we have any... Oh, there you go. Let's do wave 10. And the mages are now much more better in terms of DPS in the previous season. I was again when I was playing this, I managed to get a chaos rift, and then the fiends event on that chaos rift yields around 400 minimum burning ether on that one wave. Especially if you have early on, if you have the fiend additional ether, especially the ether lords, the legendary boon, that will provide more ether on those ether fiend chaos event. Let's grab some better ether fiend. I like this one, replacing elites with ether fiends. The only problem here is the ether mass. We really need to drag the mages, even the you see right now I have 17,000 life. They still have decent DPS and good area clear. No. Precious fire. Oh, what is this? Chaos wave. Okay, let's do it. I hope this is fiends. 59, so we start at 59. Ether goblin, sir. Kill the goblins. $40. Did we kill the big goblin? 700. 800. Oh my goodness. $1,000. Jeez, this is a lot. 1,800. We start at 59, and then after the Ether Goblin event, probably if you have a very good, probably if you are in a party, probably you may yield around 2,000 or more. That is amazing. Bucci. Guys, focus on Bucci. Focus on Bucci. Guys, focus on Bucci. This is the only problem with our mages, is that we really need to babysit them. Burning Rain, Stalking Devil. I think it's going to give me bad boons now because, oh, you have the Ether Goblin, so I'm gonna give you bad boons. No more legendary for you, sir. Be contented on what you have right now. I still hope that they improve the AI of not just the Golem, but especially now with the mages and our skeletal minions. Not just the skeletal minions, including the volatile zombies. Oh, sorry, the the volatile skeletons from the Army of the Dead. Volatile zombies is from the last epoch. Yep, Hellfire intensifies. We still need to be careful on those sword from above. 8 seconds. Can you destroy this? No, you didn't. Precious Spire. Let's do this one. Wave 6, 1767. Burning Ether. So we can now fight Bartuk, and we can open a greater spoils, and we can open the remaining to the material spoils. Seconds.
Quite the challenge.
See, I told you. No more legendary boons. Because we have the Goblin Ether event. Is it Goblin Ether or Ether Goblin? What the heck? Let's do the two masses. Wait. See? Right, give me a second. Let me... Okay, salted hordes. That is good. We should still avoid those swords from above. I have so many burning ethers on the ground. This our pet is picking up this eater. Treasured spires. Wow. Wow, I think I got the ether goblins from the Chaos Rift event, and I think I was able to yield around 1,300 from my Archmage build, and then after that I didn't get any good boons. Probably the game found out that, oh, this guy managed to accumulate 1,000 burning ether in the Chaos Rift Ether Goblin event. So no more legendary spires or no more legendary boons for you, sir. That's too much. Give the other luck from other players. What the heck? Sharing is caring though. Sharing is caring. But though this is the first time that I managed to make I think the Archmages from even comparing with the Blood Surge before, I wasn't able to reach at least close to 3,000 burning ether. Even with the Ether Goblin event. I was able to have a burning a goblin event also on season 10, but I believe I only managed to reach, I think, close to 2,000. But this is the biggest burning ether that I have accumulated so far ever since the rework on the Inferno Hordes.
You will find only your own death.
You're dead, sir. Oh, give me your loot. Nah. Okay, let's see. Where is our forgotten soul? 8654. 8654 1797. 8654. Let's open everything. Open sesame. $326. Wow. I think let's go to the town first and then salvage the materials and then let's finish our whisper by completing the whisper event sigil. Then let's push the pit. Once I manage to at least clear pit 90, Then there's one more test that I need to do. Oh shoot, let's skip those. So if you're doing the if you're not yet done, so for example this one, you can also browse on this, and it may not be too late. You can still do it. So there's still one more day to go before the Goblin Greetings event. If you still haven't get the final tier reward, the ultimate reward from the March of the Goblins, which is the Goblin Greetings event. So what I did in order to farm those goblins, if you're doing a nightmare dungeon, you can run a nightmare dungeon and then don't kill the monsters like what I'm doing right now. Just skip the monsters and then look for the shrines. If there is a greed shrine, sometimes there's a chance that one of the shrines will be a greed shrine. If you're not required to kill the monsters, don't kill the monsters in the dungeon. Just skip the monsters. Just kill the elites if you need to. Unlike those slay to all enemies that you really need to kill the entire enemies, skip them and then just look for the shrines, and then if you find a greed shrine, then go back to those monsters and then kill them as many as you can, so that you'll be able to summon the goblins when you have that the buff from the greed of the greed shrine. The buff from the greed shrine, I believe it will yield a maximum of, like, I think 4 to 5 goblins per greed shrine buff. And then do the Hell Tide event. So there will be some shrines there. If you see usually there will be a lot of not that too many, but there's a high chance that you will come across a greed shrine on a Hell Tide event. So if it's close to a world event, activate the world event, go back to the greed shrine, and then continue going to the world event, and then continue slaying those monsters as many as you can, so that you can again summon those goblins. And then there will be also goblins roaming around in the Helltide, and you will have those chances. And I believe if you're close, maybe this tip will help on filling up those remaining goblin to get the ultimate reward from the Goblin Greetings event. Cooldown reduction. Okay, we're done here. We're done here. Let's go to. Let's refill our potions, our elixir and incenses, and then it's time to push on the pit. Continue pushing on the pit. I see Better
than starting from nothing. I forge more than I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
Do we have a world boss? 34 minutes? Okay, I can... let me put on a timer there. $31. Okay. Okie dokie. Okay, let's precision.
A potent quantity indeed.
Sage Whisper. Rare Mind Buzz.
Excellent.
And Soothing Spices. I'm going to push now 87. Let's see.
I hope whatever's here puts up a good fight. I've been waiting for a bit of fun.
We have so many counters here. The suppressor. I'm still trying to be cautious on that molten explosion. Sometimes there are some instances that I can survive the explosion attack, but there are some instances that I'm getting one shot by those molten explosion for some reason. There we go. I almost died there. Unlike the Golem can provide also a sustaining unstoppable, but our mages doesn't have, so we are now struggling with mitigating this crowd control effects, especially with Belial. When he casts his spell, when you get hit by his spell, so you will get this you're gonna get blind. Wow, that's a lot of... That is too dangerous. I don't want to lose my timer. I'm just gonna take it easy. And then we have this... Okay, let's go, let's go. Even though you missed the hit when it cast, but if you still walk into the path of where he casted his spell, you will still get this blind silence thing. Ooh, we need to be careful with this one. This one has a fire enchantment that I died with this one for several times because of that fire explosion that he creates on the ground. And I believe not just on the archmages, also on my golem build I died so many times with those fire molten on the ground. We're just gonna take it easy. So far, survivability is good. Mm-hmm. Does the elite is still alive? They're killing the trash mobs rather than the elite first. Again, that's the problem with the skeletal minions now. Unlike the golem, now they have the ability to, like if you have the triple golem, when you cast the skill of the golem, basically it can attack, or if you want, they can attack the target that got attacked by the active skill of the golem. Or if you're gonna play a an all minion build with golem and along with the skeletal minions, then when you cast now your golem skill, then your other skeletal minions will target the enemy that got hit by the active skill of the golem. All right. 5 minutes. This one. This one. Nice one. Was it around under, at least I think around under 2 minutes. It's just the hardest fight is not the pit boss, it is the elites on the pit that is much more harder. So now what I'm thinking here, so basically if we're gonna push, let's keep on 87 for now, and then let's close the gap with our, oh, we have one more. Okay, essence. Do we still have a better survivability if we're now going to replace the Nagu and Sal with Thalrun? Considering that we have a good amount of shielding storm that we can always, since we have always shielding storm, since we have a barrier all the time. Okay, let's do this. Seer and Zek, maybe Nagu and Zek, and then Seer with what? Let's try this setup. So now we are down by 5,000 life. Let's see if we're gonna get one shot here. So basically, as we have observed, we didn't die. With Watrun, this will help on killing the elites quickly. Not quickly, but at least when they reach the 10% life threshold, then they will die instantly. Not just the elites, all monsters, excluding the boss. So that will give us a more clear speed. I still got hit by Belial. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. Again, I don't know, is it because of the map? Because this one is this map is tightly packed with monsters that surprisingly at 2.5 minutes we managed to clear. We can do another run. Hopefully it's a different map so that we can compare really if this setup is now much more better with good defenses and good survivability and then more clear speed. Oof. That's a wrong move for me. I think when I evaded, I accidentally landed where the sword is going to drop. Or I think one more thing that we can increase our survivability. I think one of the divine gifts, I'm still using the speed, the movement speed buff instead of the increase in resistances. Probably that's also one reason. What? Wow. 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 We're done? This is quite intriguing. So, what do I mean by this fight is intriguing? I was assuming how high is the chance? The thing is, even though if I test this on the dummy, there's no indication on the health bar on an enemy whether they are inflicted by Decrepify, by our curses. Therefore, it's hard to check whether the Blood Moon breaches that 6.8 chance to apply to inflict Iron Maiden or Decrepify when they deal damage. So basically, I'm assuming that when they are at least at 6.8 chance, they are applying the curse. Though I still see it because when we hit, so because I'm not using a curse aura, I'm not using a now we can still test this on the dummy. Well, give me a second. Ooh, it failed. Okay. This one has a 34% lucky hit chance. Supposedly, when we cast a Bone Storm that has a 39.4 seconds, when the mages attack the enemy, if they are really inflicting the Decrepify, so supposedly the Reap, when we hit the enemies with Reap, will proc the lucky hit, and therefore it will reduce the cooldown of the Bone Storm. Can we check it out on the dummy? So basically we are a bit weaker. That's 100%. However, our DPS is significantly improved by almost 100%. Again, because of the map, because of, I don't know if we have a very good clear speed with using the water rune. Now I'm thinking here, could we use Eliminator here? With more damage to elites? Right? See, there's no indicator that the enemy is now inflicted by a Decrepify curse. There's no debuff icon here on the monster. So 39, 38. Oh shoot, I'm using Zekron, right? I see a sudden quick reduction. So basically that is the process. So basically the what I'm trying to prove here is that the mages are inflicting decrepify or the curse to the enemy. Therefore, we're not losing without the curse, or even without the curse aura, with the blood moon breaches. The mages are inflicting the curse to the enemy so that we can get the 50%, the increase in critical strike damage bonus here on the blood moon breaches. Okay, that's good. What I'm thinking here is there's no more room that I can still add without the help of the Zek rune, that we can still reduce the cooldown of to close the gap. It's still high. Probably if we can remove, if we can make it, if we can bring it down to 30 seconds. Therefore, we need life, at least cooldown, and then we add the Hellbent Commander. So that instead of Zek rune here, now I can add more damage through like Thal rune. Because the moment that our Bone Storm drop, then we are in trouble with our barrier. The only difference with the Q-Rune provides 45%. Okay, 45% in duration with overflow. Well, it will grant an additional 3 seconds, but the thing is, you only have 45% barrier. The moment that the barrier drop, or the barrier is has been removed by the damage of the monsters, then you have to wait for another 5 seconds for the Nagu to provide it again, or Sal rune, the Seer rune, or we can use the Tam rune. Tam rune is only 25. Tam rune is only 25 offering. It will require for 12 casting just to proc one Q rune. To cast the ritual to invoke the Q rune. So that's a lot. Anyway, okay, let's do this again. Hopefully it's a different map. Hopefully it's a oh, give me a second. World boss, do we still have time if we're going to do it in 15 minutes? Begins in 5 minutes. Okay, sorry. Nope. Good thing I checked. Hey, stop. Probably let's do. Oh, there's I think there's a Lord Zir Whisperman. Let's do a Lord Zir. Once I have fully optimized this, probably until tomorrow, if I can manage to clear Pit 90 tomorrow or up to Wednesday, without sanctification in the mythic item, I think this is ready for me to share and and upload a updated build guide video for our archmages for season 11. And then probably I'm going to create again another character, and I'm going to, the next build will be the Shadow Blight. Okay. I'm still looking for a good temerity. When I build the Shadow Blight next, once I'm finished with the archmages. Oh, we have how many more minutes? 2 minutes. Maybe we can kill one abomination. Are you there? And it's gone. Hello, sir. Let's go after to our objective. Okay. Let's get our whisper, and then so at least when we turn over this whisper, we do world boss. Hopefully, when we get back to that other another abomination, then we can get another whisper.
It is done.
Leguards, rings.
I'll keep my forge hot. Return soon.
I am full. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. 19 seconds to go for the world boss. That's dead. All right. Uh-oh. Whoa. I'm gonna reserve that for another I do hope that they also change besides the they made a good improvement on the nightmare dungeon sigils, that when you open them you teleport to the dungeon right away, and now they have a whisper event indicated so that you would know that this is a whisper event. But I hope that they also, so for us to see if that is contains a good affix, like this one is a magic, then this one is a rare affix, and then if you have a legendary affix, I hope that they also change maybe a border, like an indicator that by not even hovering your mouse on the nightmare dungeon sigils, you can see immediately which one is rare, which one is magic that you want to discard right away, which one is the legendary that you want to keep for later farming, something like that. So I think that will be a good improvement on the nightmare sigils. Now I think we have to go back. Okay, let's go back, salvage those sigils, and then maybe there is a good sigils on those drop on the ground. I don't know if I can still run that okay, let's go back. Alright, that's it. Then where's that abomination? Let's grab that. Whisper event, and then let's continue pushing the pit. And there he is. Wow, the mages chose the to kill the trash mobs rather than the abomination. Like, what the heck?
It is done.
Give me a second. Okay. Oops. Godslayer crown. I don't know if you still have a purpose. Okie dokie. Collection of rings, and then I believe rings. $223. How many gem fragments do I have right now for my next build? Because what I have now is almost, except this one. Almost is now a grand. What's the term again? Like grand royal gem or grand gem? Grand gem. $100K topaz, skull, ruby, emerald, diamond. So diamond I can craft too. That's good. We can just keep farming gem nightmare dungeons with gem fragments to farm this fragments. Okay. Minutes, I think that's enough for one run. Okay, let's continue. 87. Probably after this, after leveling our glyphs, I think we can now move to 88. So this is the Zek Watt setup now with a new map. Let's see if we can still have the same or much better clear speed as like the I think we have 10. Was that the fire explosion again? That's a bad pull. Sometimes we have to outsmart these suppressors. We have to really drag our minions. So much crowd control, sir. So much crowd control. Wow. Was those like tornado thing is causing us to make us like some kind of a blind? I think so. I think so. Okay, second room. Yeah, the crowd control of the monster now on season 11 is insane. Like they can do crowd control one after the other, then including Belial. The elites here now are crazy. Sword, sword. Basically, I'm keep on spamming the reap, not just to produce the corpse, but also to proc the cooldown reduction from the abhorrent decrepify that our mages are inflicting by chance, so that we can reduce the cooldown of the grasping veins also as quickly as much as we can, and we can really see the effectiveness and that the mages are really inflicting the decrepify, because as we cast the reap on the enemy, our cooldown quickly reduces, and that is because of the only cooldown reduction on the runes that we have is only reducing the cooldown of the ultimate, not the other active cooldown, only the ultimate cooldown. I think I almost died on that fire explosion again. 8 minutes. Whoa, I almost died. I almost died. Oof. What? The problem with the Reap, because the Reap is a close combat skill. So if I'm far away and then I cast the Reap on the enemy, so it will run towards the enemy close enough that it will be able to cast the Reap. That's the thing. Nice. 650. And then if we didn't die, so plus 30, so like 720. Still much more faster compared to the fifth, approximately. The non-watt rune setup. Right? Failed. Okay, I think we need to start climbing up. Okay, this will be my last run for tonight. So let's do pit 88. Let's see. So far our build is doing fine. Except for the big kabooms of the silly elites. Where's my corpse? I'm dead. Just keep it steady. Just play safe. We should be fine. I was watching the again on my other monitor because it's delayed, and again I got one shot by the there are some instances that I'm getting one shot. I'm still trying to figure out, is it because when you are too close at the center of that explosion, the more it deals the damage? Is that how it works? Minutes. I lost 1.5 minutes. As long as there's still time, we can still manage to kill the pit boss, no problem. I need offense assistance, not defensive assistance. Okay, let's go. We can still do this. Okay. 4 minutes. We can still do this. As long as we don't die. As long, as long as we don't die. Okay, this is it. Right. 3 minutes. Okay, watch out for Elias. Right. Yeah, I think less than 2 minutes we can kill the whoa. Yeah, less than 2 minutes we can kill the Pit 88 pit boss. It's just the elites are much more tougher to kill. So what I'm thinking here tomorrow, well, basically we're almost there. We're almost there. It's just a matter of basically our glyphs are still far from we are still 10 levels behind, right? So we still have more room to improve. So these glyphs are still 10 levels, and then this one is like now 8 levels behind. So yeah, we can still make this build more better without the help of the sanctification and the and then I forgot again the resistances here. So I'm going to observe on this stream if do I still need the Zek rune on the seer. If I can sustain the bone storm, maybe I can replace it with Thal rune for more damage. Maybe. This might be not even for the blood surge, because the blood surge uses the unique gloves. For the bloodlands, maybe. Because we don't have the armor on the mutilator plate, then at least we have the armor here. Okay. So yeah, that's it for me today. What I'm going to do is I'm gonna check if the thing is, if I'm going to lose the corporeal, $370, $425. Or the amplify. $425, $370. I'm thinking, what if we place the eliminator glyph here instead of the amplify? Because I need the corporeal, because corporeal is a physical damage plus additional movement speed, and that the corporeal will also increase the damage of the explosion from the Ring of Menden, because it is a physical damage. At least with the eliminator, we have a big multiplier damage just for the elites. I don't mind. I'm going to lose another percentage of damage to the pit boss. Our goal here is to lessen the time, to be efficient on killing the elite, so that we have more room to kill the pit boss. So far, the damage is sufficient enough to bring down even a Pit 88 pit boss in less than 2 minutes. If we can have a clear time on Pit, so right now we have, because we died 2 times, right? So like 1.5 minutes. So we entered the pit boss around 3 minutes. So we have 4.5 minutes approximately. So we have a clear time of 10.5 minutes so far. If we clear the same minute on Pit 89, then there's a high chance that we can clear probably Pit 90. If the eliminator is the best glyph slot to increase our time to kill the pit boss by killing the elites more faster. So we're gonna try that tomorrow, but we need to upgrade the glyph first. While at 78, we're gonna level up the eliminator to 78. So we're not going to do anything tomorrow. We're gonna skip doing the world events and whisper event. We're just gonna focus on doing the upgrading the eliminator, and then we'll see the comparison between the amplify and eliminator. And let's see which one is much more efficient. And then once we polish everything, then I'm just gonna update the build planner, and then this will be ready for the updated build guide video this weekend. So yeah, that's it for me today. We're gonna keep pushing the pit tomorrow, and then we're gonna do the final optimization of our Archmage's build. So again, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye.